Okay folks, here we are in the toy room. It's getting pretty filled up. However, on the south end here are some of my original toys I had as a kid. I will start at the very first tractor I've gotten as a kid. Is a John Deere 730 with a manure spreader. My grandpa took me to a open house for a local John Deere dealer, and he won a door prize and sent me up to claim it. I was probably 3, maybe 4 years old, and as my first tractor, about a little over 50 years ago. Has a lot of miles on it. It's been repainted a few times. Not the best paint job right now, but it's all there. It means a lot to me. And also, at one of the open houses, I won a John Deere golf pencil. I still have that. Never used it. Always kept it. And then we'll move up to some of the true scale stuff. Some of this stuff is recent purchases. Here's my Heartland brand cow herd from when I was a kid. Always took care of them. Nothing's broke on them. They look like brand new. There's a small windmill. Over here is we built a wire corn crib when I was a kid. My dad helped me. Stored shelled corn in it. Used it on my toy farm. I'll move down here. The classic Carter True Scale. Here's a grain drill. 4-bottom trailer plow. Again, some Heartland horses in the background that were on the toy farm. True Scale manure spreader. One of the True Scale tractors with many, many miles on it. As you can see, the paint is wore off. Had the manure loader on that one. True Scale corn picker. Also went on that tractor. Pull type True Scale combine. Still works when you pull it. Everything turns and moves. Little True Scale corn wagon and a True Scale auger elevator, which augered a lot of popcorn in its day. A True Scale Farmall M. True Scale bale elevator, barge wagon, a little pickup truck type trailer, a tilt bed implement trailer. In the background I have a little rock garden I built when I was a kid. My mom saved it, gave it back to me, put it on the toy shelf. One of the 460s that's been repainted. True Scale hay mower and a hay rake, and the baler and the chopper. A lot of miles on this stuff. And as I got a little older, it's probably one of the last tractors I've actually somewhat played with. 966 Hydro, International Harvester grain drill. Another favorite was the 930 case. Pulled the drag. And 930 case also pulled baled a lot of hay with a True Scale baler, and also the chopper. Used it behind the 930. Again, here's the original 730. Had duals on it when I was a kid. The fenders are the removable ones. Had the 3-point hitch on the back. Made some 3-point implements for it back in the day. Mother of all tractors, a 1206 with a 7-bottom semi-mounted Ertl plow. And then the 404 came along with an Ertl IH hay mower. And in later years, of course, it was replaced with a New Holland Haybine with a cab on it. New Holland Haybine's all original paint. A few scratches here and there. Next shelf we have a 175 Massey. Was repainted. Never used it too much. Didn't care for Massey's, I guess, when I was a kid. IH Ertl manure spreader. One of my favorites, 190 Alice. It's been repainted. Pulling a John Deere 4-row corn planter. Planted a lot of corn with that. Was very careful with it. I never broke off the row units or lost the markers like many of them you see at toy shows. 1256. One of the first toy tractors I bought with my own money. Saved up for it. I believe it was $6.95 at the department store. Had to have a wing type disc to pull behind it. Big power came from the 7520 articulated John Deere. At one time that had some huge monster dual wheel tires on it. I put it back to original. Never could buy a Vibrishank when you're a kid. So my dad helped me build this. It was built from 1/4-inch key stock. Cut up a coil spring for the teeth. Has model airplane tires and wheels, as you can see there, held on with a cotter pin. It raises and lowers. It was copied after a brochure. I had a Glencoe Soil Saver brochure, Glencoe, Illinois. It's kind of Glencoe yellow. It was copied after that out of a picture in a brochure. Moving down to the next shelf. One of the gravity boxes, I had several. Ended up with a 6600 series John Deere combine. That was a pretty good piece back in the day. Had one of the small gleaners. I still have them on another shelf over here. The gleaners seem to be out of scale for 1/16 farm. 3414. Actually, this is a 3444. As you can see, one tire's on backwards. Was that way from brand new. My dad went to the IH dealership for some parts one day. I went along. This was sitting on the shelf in the front window. Somebody had returned it because the tire was on backwards. Apparently they didn't like that. Has a backhoe on it. Oh, beg my dad, beg my dad. Can I have the backhoe tractor? Actually, I believe we went back the following Saturday, and I think he got a pretty good deal on it because it was a return tractor. It was never in the box. Did a lot of sandbox work. Another big tractor, never used too much, kind of got it at the end of the Play Farm era. Nice 5020. I think the first version. Hooked to a John Deere 112 chuck wagon. Little wear and tear on it, not too bad. Beaters are still in it. Made a lot of trips to this pretend silo with that one. Of course, every truck needs a farm. Every farm needs a truck. Ertl, diecast, cattle truck, grain truck. My dad installed a hitch on it for me. Pulled the 95 low bed trailer. Hauled around the Hubley, kind of a copy of a TD24 International. It's a Hubley crawler. It's been repainted. Flatbed's original. And just one of the many barge wagons I had. Lower shelf. Tonka mobile clam truck. It was kind of a pretty big truck for me back when I was a kid. This is repainted. It's kind of on a red and white paint, kind of IH colors. I believe it's a Structo dump truck. So there's the horns, the wipers, the mirrors. A lot of sawdust, gravel, sand, corn. Ertl white cab over. Thought it was cool when I was a kid because the cab flips up. There's a engine in there. Nylint. It's a Ford stub nose truck. Nylint camper. Pulls a sailboat. This is one of my favorite trucks. Was on the farm. I had it painted red and white for many years when I was a kid. Can of Rust-Oleum. Later years, put it back to the original Tonka tan. Put the Sportsman decals on it. Never had the Tonka trailer. That's a true scale trailer. Looks a lot like the Tonka trailer. Missing the boat on the top. Bumper's still pretty shiny. Put new headlights in it. I believe I put a new windshield in it. We have a 57 Thunderbird retractable. It's like an early remote control car. Runs on batteries. Push one button, the top retracts into the trunk. Push the button the other way. The thing drives forward, backward, and steers with a cable controlled device. And on the end, one of the little Mercury electric outboards. Something my dad had, kind of handed it down to me. Never really did anything with it. Ran it on a battery once in a while, but never had a boat for it. So those are the toys I played with as a kid. They're living a good life here in the toy room. Come in and look at them just about every day. They've just been washed and cleaned. And we'll show you the rest of the collection on a different video. Thanks.